this session is a general session because we are having the faculty members from all the disciplines. So I wish to share some of my thoughts because today in this pandemic situation, we are going for the virtual class, online class, whatever it may be. So just to highlight some of the important points, I wish to just share my experience with all the teachers so that how to go about in these online classes and all. So the brief agenda or layout of my presentation is like this. What are the objectives I am planning and the teaching learning process in brief introduction, then virtual classes, then grading of learners, then need of the hour followed by conclusion. So the main objectives, if you consider in today's context, it is important to prepare the higher education system and the youth for taking up responsibility in learning by mutual participation and to gain confidence in leadership. So you should make the responsibility by the learners also. That is one of the important points. Then we should recognize the potential inherent talents by motivating the youth and to bring the young human capital of our nation to become the global knowledge power. Then we should also encourage the students to commit the entrepreneurship skill to nurture the job creator attitude. These are all the major objectives. So I want to tell you in the current situation, the learning process based on the teaching methodology. So we started with Gurukula learning to begin with. Then it was made as teacher-centered learning, where the teacher is preparing the syllabus and the contents are also prepared. So it is totally teacher-oriented. Then it has made as learner-centered. Based on the feedback from the learners, we have also moved towards the learner-centered. Now we have moved towards the peer-centered. That is, you are trying to do the distributed learning because the students are interested in having the peer-centered discussion also. The teachers may not be always reachable. In that case, among themselves, they can have the group discussion. This is called as distributed learning. So the peer-centered, and next one is personalized learning. For each student, the learning style will be different. Similarly, for each teacher, the teaching style will be different. So how to map the learning style with teaching style? That is called as personalized learning. So personalized learning requires personalized teaching also. So these are the trends in learning today. And when you consider the art of teaching, you're all familiar with all those things. Just I am giving you some of the hints so that you can also revisit these terminologies. Pedagogy. Actually, it is the art and science of teaching the children, school education. Andragogy. It is the art and science of helping adults to learn. Pedagogy is the form of self-determined learning. It is very much important for the research. Then pedagogy is peer-centered learning. That's what I told you, the distributed learning. Then pedagogy is the method of using web for learning. Then pedagogy, it is also one of the techniques identified by one Australian professor. It is called as pedagogy, using iPad in the higher education. The term gogi means lead. So pedagogy means for the pediatrics, you are leading them. Andragogy, adults. Pedagogy, self-deterministic learning. Pedagogy, peer-centered. Webagogy, using web. So these are the various arts of teaching we are adapting. When you consider this one, see, from the first year to final year, you are having different types of students. So you make the passive student as active student whenever you go to the next higher level classes. Initially, the teacher will be very much active, so maximum teaching will be there. and gradually the teacher will become passive, and we will make the students passive to active. Say in case of first year, you can have 80% your contribution, 20% contribution from the student. When they come to final year, you can make 50-50. So this is what I mean. We are having pedagogy, andragogy, paragogy, utagogy, as well as webagogy and pedagogy. We are using for all these stages. So we make the teacher and passive to active. I request the faculty to mute your mic if somebody else is available at your home and disturbing you. Please mute your mic. It is disturbing a lot, please. Please mute your mic. Thank you. All of you, please mute your mic. Don't know how to mute your mic? Please you select that mic symbol and click there. Still, I am getting some disturbance. Still, some disturbance is there. Please mute your mic. Good. Okay, thank you. So just I have given a brief revision of teaching and learning process. Now, why it is challenging today? Because each individual is possessing multiple intelligence. According to Howard Gardner, if you see, you are having the word smart, that is called as linguistic intelligence, then logic smart, that is logical or mathematical, natural smart or nature smart, it is naturalist smartness or intelligence, picture smart, it is also called as spatial smart, then body smart, it is called as physical smartness also, then music smart, musical intelligence, people smart, interpersonal, and self smart, intrapersonal. These are the different types of intelligences or smartnesses each individual is possessing. So the challenge here is how to identify the student is having this logic smart more or picture smart more. So it is a challenging task. Single size does not fit all. When you are teaching in the class, our teaching style will be unique, whereas if it does not match with the learning style, the student may not be interested. So to know how to identify their smartness, see, I want to tell you the teaching style and learning style of the teachers and learners should be first of all identified. Then you have to map the teaching style with learning style, and you should classify the lectures based on the subject, that is which type of lectures to be concentrated on, word smart or visual smart, whatever it may be. Then personalized learning is very much suitable for the learner, and we can go for movification so that the content preparation will be very much interesting, and you can give the intelligent guidance and monitoring, and you can possess the innovative evaluation. See, for all these things, the teachers must spend time, and if they focus on all these points, the teaching will be successful, learning will also be very much effective. Now, if you want to know what is the actual smartness index scoring for all the students, this is the link in which multiple intelligence test. They have asked some 70 questions. If the students answer for all these questions, from that you will be getting the index. So that will judge the students' smartness. Actually, when I was taking class for the computer science students, first year students I was handling, then the same students were coming for second year and third year. I was continuously handling the classes for 3 years, the same set of students starting from first year. At that time, when I gave this questionnaire, I collected all those things. Students are not having this patience to fill up these 70 questions correctly. They will randomly click something. Then when I asked them, they told that, Madam, we don't understand the question. The engineering students told like that. Then you can remember how the arts and science students will feel. They told that, Madam, we are not able to understand some of the questions. Then what I did was, I made all the questions translated in Tamil. Then it was distributed. Even then there was no improvement. So we were searching for the method to identify the students' smartness by a very, very authentic or the right way to judge their smartness. At that time, we got the brain profiling test, which was introduced in AC Tech College. Then I met that person. So he told that by using your 10 fingerprints, he is scanning the entire fingerprints. Based on that, they are getting this brain profiling. This is called as brain profile of each individual. This is the correct astrology, I can say. See here, if you see what is the loboid neuron density, it is given. It is the actual data that is for that batch 2014 batch I collected. For the entire class we prepared. I am having the complete record because we were doing the research based on this. That's why I collected the record. So this is actual record, the candidate's age, then that reference number is their register number only, and this distribution, then genetic potential and learning curriculum. What are the things? Then whether they are the accelerated learner or normal learner, all those things will be given. Then learning preferences, it is given as whether kinesthetic or auditory or all those types, visual, all those things are given. And if you see the fifth one, that is thinking preference is also given. Next one is genetic, that is coefficients, or it is called a smartness profile. This is what we are interested in. So here the candidates complete logic smartness, how much percentage, self smart, how much, body smart, music smart, word smart, people smart, all those 8 smartnesses, it was clearly recorded based on the fingerprints. You may ask, how did you authenticate or validate? I also validated it with few students. Most of the things were matching because I tested with our own daughters, because I know their preferences and all those things. So it was matching, and few students also I was doing it. So it was validated, and the actual smartness was very correct. It is easy, just by 10 fingers they are going to record. Then this is the second page. Here also they have given all those things. What is the brain processing speed? That is left brain, right brain, whether it is fast or normal or slow, like that it will be given. And also the affective domain or integrative domain or critical domain or cognitive domain, all those things it is given. For certain things it is 0. And also the personality type, whether cognitive type or secondary is what type of things, like that it was given. And after getting this profile only, I was able to differentiate. Actually, there we had 2 sections for the same class. I was handling both the section. One was considered to be the control section, another one is experimental section. So like that I was making, but the brain profile for all the students we captured and we processed by using the software only. We paid for it. So for all the students, we got it and that record was available. From this, we were able to differentiate. Then the classes were conducted in this way. That is based on the students' smartness. The questions will be made different. The teaching will be totally common because the PowerPoint presentation will be covering most of the things, that is the word smart, visual smart, nature smart, and all those smartness will be normally covered. Some 4 or 5 smartnesses covered in that preparation of the PowerPoint. The students were divided and the questions were different. For the logical smart means some puzzles were given. Then for the musical smart, some pattern finding was given. Word smart means accordingly. The questions were set according to their smartness. The class will be totally divided into that 6 groups. And all the groups will be given with that appropriate thing. Physical smartness means there we gave the question from games. So when the questions were given like that, first half an hour I have asked them to discuss among all the students. And after getting the solution, they were given the lab individually. They have to complete the programming or getting the solution for that problem. This is what was given for the classes. At the end of the class, the feedback was also obtained. I asked whether it is quite interesting. Some 4 or 5 questions only we gave. All the students except one told that it is quite interesting. The purpose is how to make the students getting involved in that subject. While teaching, how to make them get involved in the learning. For that, it was very much helpful. So based on that only, actually we had this thing. Actually, students are having, if I cannot learn the way you teach, will you teach me the way I can learn? That is their question. Okay. So I developed one concept called movification. Most of you would have been aware of gamification. Here, this is called as movification. How to make use of the concept of movie to teach using virtual class. See, this is based on this multiple intelligence only. How the movie is taken, how they are preparing it, when will be the movie very much successful. Say, here, when you consider the actual logic smart, in the movification, first, the logic smart means the script and story plot. The logic should be very much clear. If there is a contradiction in the logic, the movie may not be successful. When you consider the word smart, the dialogue delivery should be very clear, crisp. See, we say punch dialogue, sharp dialogues. So like that, the word smart is reflected in the dialogue delivery. Then when you consider the picture smart, the frame shot, whether that is that makeup, dress up, and visual effects. See, actually, when you want to have the movies being taken, they should give the long shot in some of the places, short shot in some of the places. Always we cannot have the close-up shots. Always we cannot have the long shot. So the picture smartness means the frame shot should be appropriate. Then only you can enjoy watching the movie. Then nature smart, cinematography with natural scenes. See, in many movies you will admire the cinematography. So that is nature smart. Then body smart, dance, fight, body language of the comedians. See, if you see the comedian, the body language itself will make you to laugh. So body language is also a body smartness. Then music smart. You may be knowing some of the movies were hit only because of music. The music should be in line with the actual story of the movie. And also it should have the good songs with background music, very good background music. So that music smartness. Then people smart. That is, you can have the protagonist. All the heroes will be having very good characters. The heroes will be always having good things. They will be doing the selfless service and all. So people smart is there. Self smart, always they will be having that very good smartness. Self smart will be also good. So these are the various parameters they will be considering. When everything is good, then the movie will be successful. Like that, how to adapt this movification for our teaching also. See, this logic smart, you can solve puzzles, you can give competitive problems depending upon your subjects. So that will help them to cover this logic smart. Then the word smart, the oral presentation, the notes should be crisp, important definitions should be given clearly. Then picture smart, wherever you need the picture to be included, that infographics and animations, all those things should be given. Then nature smart, the examples from nature, and you can compare them. That will make them quite interesting. Then body smart, you can give game-based activities and techniques. The teacher's body language is also very much important while teaching. The students will be observing. So that body smart is also one of the important things. You can give game-based activities. That will make them quite interesting. Then music smart. Whenever you are having some of the presentations or the video is there, some background music you can play. That will be helpful. So that music can be mute or it can be unmuted based on the interest of the students. So you can have the voice modulation changing. You cannot give a fixed modulation. In that case, they may not be very much interested. So this is music smart. Then people smart. You should have the team building. You can have the group discussion, and you can give the exercises and activities for that people smartness. Then you can have the self smart. You must give the students to evaluate themselves. They should have the self study. So all those concepts are belonging to this self smart category. So when you want to prepare the actual class notes, you should consider all these smartnesses. When you are making use of the current technology, fortunately we are having this technology is helpful for accommodating all smartnesses in your lecture. You say it is a virtual class. For the virtual class, it is possible to make use of all these things. So you should make the class quite interesting by including appropriate visual effects and all, so that it will be very much interesting. See, for example, you may be aware of this 4D printing. Most of you will be knowing about all those things. I'll just play one video, right? See that like that, just we can make it as a 30 seconds or 45 seconds video by cutting the different parts of the thing, so that it will be made quite interesting in the lecture, because today's technology is helpful for preparing your material with visual effect, with natural effect, with logical smartness. All the smartnesses can be easily accommodated. That's what I want to convey here. So in the virtual class, it is possible to accommodate so many things. Technology is very much helpful, but it requires a lot of time to spend and prepare the lesson. So in the virtual class, we are having all these features. Now, that is, it is about the teaching. Now, in the 21st century learning environments, decontextualized drop-in from the sky assessments consisting of isolated tasks and performances will have zero validity as indices of educational attainment. They try to say that today's assessment is not at all going to evaluate the student's ability. So we should have the appropriate assessment as well as evaluation. We are using the terminology assessment and evaluation. Most of you may be familiar with these terminologies, but anyway, for the sake of understanding, I have given the difference between assessment and evaluation. Both are required. Okay. When you consider the assessment, it is formative, process-oriented, reflective, diagnostic. Here it is summative, product-oriented, prescriptive, and judgmental. And the assessment is flexible, absolute, cooperative, whereas this evaluation is fixed, comparative, and competitive. So there are differences, but both are required. The teachers must assess the students as well as evaluate the students for grading. So these are the summary of differences based on the time, based on the focus, based on the relationship, findings, ongoing modifiability, standards of measurement, relation between objects. So for all these things, we are using the assessment and evaluation. And when you have these things, automatically students will be evaluated and they will be graded properly. When you consider the actual teaching, learning with foreign countries, the only difference is in terms of assessment and evaluation. We are having the same methodology for teaching as far as the foreign countries and our country is concerned. When the students are going there, what they say is, we are having the evaluation very strictly done. They cannot do any escape, or there is no grace as far as the evaluation is concerned. So in the evaluation, they should have the actual correct way of dealing things. That is very important in case of this assessment and evaluation. So innovative evaluation, continuous assessment, all those things should make ensuring the students' learning capabilities as well as the depth of knowledge they have gained and the standard of their subject they have gained. So all these things are mandatory. Okay, so it is very important to do all this assessment and evaluation properly. It is also one of the important thing. Okay, then next, when we consider the actual need of the hour, see, I have told you what is the teaching learning processes. Then in what way we can attract the attention of the students. Many of the students will be very much interested by the actual delivery of lectures and the given materials you have provided through online. Even it is better than the real contact hours. So that requires more time for preparation, because all the teachers are talented. Everybody is having a different talent. I won't say that you should copy the same method for these things. That is, each one can definitely prepare for their own subjects in a different way, and you can share the experiences, and you must be able to explain the context in a very, very better way. You can give more examples. There are a lot of preferences by this virtual class, lot of choices, lot of opportunities. So it is essential to talk to the prepare the actual material in a better way. That is very important. Now, why it is needed? We are talking about Industry 5.0, Education 5.0, and Society 5.0. And it is the order of digital transformation and societal transformation. The entire world is having the digital transformation, and the society is also transforming. For that purpose, we should make use of the Industry 5.0, Education 5.0, and Society 5.0. Just a brief introduction about those things. When you consider the Industry 5.0, initially in 1.0 we had the machineries using water and steam power. Then we had the electricity used in the industries, that is Industry 2.0. Then automation by using computers, or computers were used, that is Industry 3.0. Then Internet of Things were used, that is called as cyber physical systems were used, that is called as Industry 4.0. Then now we are having the Industry 5.0. artificial intelligence and machine learning, they are used in the manufacturing. If you take the actual phases of this industrialization, it took 120 years from industry 1.0 to industry 2.0. It took 70 years for transition from 2.0 to 3.0. Then 30 years for reaching 4.0, 20 years for reaching 5.0. So you please understand, the actual period is getting reduced every time. We are living in industry 5.0 today. If you take the industrial development, all the industries had been changed. If you take any industry, how they are growing, how they are transforming, unless otherwise the education sector is also transforming to that level, it is very difficult to cope up with that requirement. So that's why I'm trying to say this industry 5.0 is mainly using artificial intelligence and machine learning, so that our human intervention will be very, very less, and we don't want to have any monotonous job to be done by people. Then education 5.0. Actually, we started mere teaching in 1.0. Then research was also added in 2.0. Then community service. The education should be useful for the society. That is community service. So education 3.0 was for the community. The application of all the research were developed. Then education 4.0 is mainly focusing on innovation. Innovation means you should have the economical feasibility also. Creativity is different, whereas innovation means how the creative thing is economically feasible. So that is innovation. So education 4.0 is focusing on innovation. Then industry, that is education 5.0 is for industrialization. So it has to match the requirements of industry 5.0. That's why I'm telling this education 5.0. Next, we are talking about society 5.0. See, we had the society 1.0, that is hunting and gathering society. That is Stone Age. There, the sustainability or survival was the only objective. Then society 2.0 is agricultural society. It included inclusiveness. Then society 3.0. So third one is society 3.0. Here, this efficiency was considered, industrial society. Then the fourth one is information society. We are using the power of intellect. So we should have this society 4.0 is using the information technology. Now society 5.0 is making full use of science, technology and innovation. Here people are considered as the core. Everybody is participating in society 5.0. We are having the shared values for all the previous society 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 and 4.0. That is sustainability, inclusiveness, efficiency and power of intellect. So the students, the learners are from society 5.0. So they are having shared values. There is a participation by everyone. They consider society as the core. They make use of science, technology and innovation. So it is essential to cater the needs of society 5.0. Now, what is education 5.0? You can learn from anywhere. You can learn at any time. It is personalized. You can have the flexible delivery. You are having the peer group as well as mentors. It is possible to have why, where not, what, how, for all those questions. You can get the answer. And you can have the practical applications considered. You can have the modular and projects given for the students. Each student, you can have a different project. Then students will be having the ownership. It is possible to assign them. And normally we are evaluating, not examining. Except for final examination, you can have the continuous evaluation. That's what the students prefer. So this is easily achieved in Education 5.0. When you consider the Education 5.0, the drivers are, what are the required skill for the future? People are expecting 100 years life, average life. Millennial mindset, the next generation's mindset is also like that. The digital networks and devices are helping us. We are having the personal data so that it is possible to afford personalized learning. You can provide the collaboration platform so that any number of students from global institutions, not only within our institution, across globe, you can have the collaboration. And it is possible to invest the talents. And you can have the shared content and resources. It is possible to have the social progress. So these are the drivers of Education 5.0. And everybody may be aware of these various modularized and multimodal learning. Coursera, edX, Udacity, then you are having the NPTEL, all those things. You are having different online courses. Video lectures are being streamed. So we are also developing and we are doing our own thing based on our students' requirement. And there is a massive digital innovation. It is transforming every sector. It is not only in industries, it is in pharmacology, it is in all the applications like agriculture, in retail, in manufacturing, in education, banking, everywhere the transformation is taking place. So when the students are prepared, they must be able to face all these challenges. Still, if you are doing the same old technique of doing things, I don't have this and that, then the students will be affected. It is the need of the hour to have the digital innovation used for education also. Man is becoming machine and machine is becoming man. Today, this is the thing. We always believe the machine. We make use of the mobile phone for reminding us to go for the meeting or taking the tablets. Everything we are set the schedule. Similarly, technology is becoming organic. Nature is becoming technologic. So this is the order of the day. You should understand. And another thing, whenever you teach, the important thing is not to stop questioning. The students must be allowed to question as much as possible. Of course, you can answer the questions later also. They must have the attitude of asking questions until they understand the concept and subjects. Today, we need the 16 skills to compete this 21st century. The foundation literacies, all the literacies you need, literacy, numeracy, scientific literacy, ICT, financial, cultural, and civic. These are all the literacies everybody is in need. Then competencies, critical thinking and problem solving, creativity, communication, collaboration. These are the competencies they have to develop. Then character quality, curiosity, initiative, persistence. Then they should have the adaptability, leadership, social and cultural awareness. In total, we should have the lifelong learning. This is the expectation for this 21st century. And the employability skills require confidence, attitude, accountability, motivation, time management, teamwork, stress management, presentation, adaptability. So all these things are required. By using Education 5.0, it is possible to achieve all those things. See, in 2020, the students are expected to solve complex problems. They should apply critical thinking. They should possess creativity. They must be able to manage the people. They should coordinate with others. They should manage emotional intelligence. They should be able to make decisions and judge properly. There should be a service orientation, and they must be able to negotiate, and they should have the cognitive flexibility. These are the skills required for the current situation. By having this education 5.0, what are the advantages or benefits? Brain gain instead of brain drain. See, you can access any professor throughout the globe, any intellectual throughout the globe, any institution outside our university, IITs, IIScs, NITs, anybody, any professor you can connect, so that the students will be having brain gain. Then it eliminates the rural-urban divide. All the students are getting the same type of teaching. That eliminates the rural-urban divide. You can learn from home. You can definitely teach from home also. If you are having the facilities, then you can have the quality education, because the standard teachers are able to afford the things. So you are getting quality education. The employability skill can be easily developed. For that, we have to provide the programs. You can have the personalized learning based on the learning skill. The teaching skill can also be mapped. They will become the lifelong learner. You can have the seamless learning anytime you can definitely access. Then it is resulting in increase in the gross enrollment ratio also. Now everything is on demand. Professors on demand, degree on demand, jobs on demand, skill development on demand, evaluation or assessment on demand, entrepreneurs on demand, research services on demand, higher education institution on demand. So once if we possess all those things, automatically that higher education institution will be on demand for the talent potential that institution is possessing. We need not think of only the permanent job and all those things. Why I am telling all these? The things are changing very fast. National education policy has also been implemented. They say that technology has to be used. Definitely all the rural, everybody will be getting very good infrastructure within a short span of time. University is also building its complete infrastructure for providing all the ICT facilities. So there is no need to worry about all these things. Only thing is our mindset, our intention, involvement, dedication for preparing the teaching aids properly and reaching the students. You can prefer your own style, but for all the smartnesses, you can make use of the technology to prepare it. You can send it well in advance. Let them go through it. Then you can have the classroom teaching. Nothing wrong. I won't say that by having only ICT you can teach them. This is a tool used for make the classes quite interesting, reaching the students for giving assignments, all those things easily, and you can ask them to submit the assignments. You can conduct online tests, objective type, fill in the blanks. Like that, there are various ways to assess the students easily. So let us make use of all these things, because everything is on demand. Days are not far off. Quickly, these things will be happening. You may be aware of OTT. Many movies are now directly screened in OTT. Over the top media services. It is a streaming media service offered directly to viewers via the internet. Like that, I expect OTT media teaching services to learners. On-demand degree, if an institution is evaluating online with very good methods, definitely students will go for OTT media teaching services. The teachers will be on demand. The very good teaching methodology will be paid the highest one. So things are moving towards that. Why I want to say this one is, all the youngsters, please you make yourself having intensive or extensive depth of knowledge in that subject. You apply the methodologies. You try to make use of the ICT to teach any subject. Say, for example, even Tamil. the Department of Tamil, they can also make use of these things. Nothing wrong. They should not excuse themselves saying that I don't know how to use the computers. Everybody is using the smartphone. Everybody is using the WhatsApp, right? It is not not to say that you cannot proudly say that I don't know how to use the WhatsApp video. You should learn it. Just a few steps. So you should learn all those things. The things are quickly changing. One day will come where the subjects like theory subjects like the languages, economics, history, certain theoretical subjects and computer-based subjects, they will be given 80% online. Only for 20% there will be direct contact classes. That means the number of teachers in that department will be greatly reduced. You cannot expect regular appointments in future. You have to strengthen your knowledge. Your talent in teaching should be proven, and there are a lot of possibilities. It is a platform to learn all those things. So please think of all these possibilities. The OTT, the similar style, that is, you are preparing the complete teaching of that 1 hour lecture. Even in the phone itself, you can capture everything. You don't need any media or any studio to develop it. In your smartphone, everything is available. Within that, you do it. Later on, it can be extended for the next level. Don't have lame excuses saying that we don't have studio and all. Small smartphone, it is having all the facilities. Only the will you should have. If there is a will, there is a way. So the teacher should realize in this way things are moving. Nobody can escape out of it. A single teacher can teach the entire globe for one subject. Of course, it may not be enough because the teaching style and the learning style may not match. So if there are 10 methods for 10 styles, 10 type of students will be there. Everybody is having their own, his or her own learners, customers. So this online teaching is becoming very much popular. So OTT based teaching services, a group of teachers can join together. You can prepare the things and you can put it on the YouTube. Once if you gain very good confidence, then you can collect just per session a small amount. You can earn. Nothing wrong. If your teaching is good, anybody will prefer that. You will be gaining very good students' popularity. So it is an opportunity I want to tell you. So evolution for revolution, right? All these things, it will enable the digital transformation in Education 5.0. Digital transformation has to take place in Education 5.0. This Education 5.0 caters to the need of Industry 5.0. Now it is 5.0, not 4.0. And it supports the Society 5.0. So Society 5.0 must be able to provide the necessary technology and the talent potentials for Industry 5.0, and Education 5.0 will also support all these things. So we should bring this revolution in higher education system so that we are having Society 5.0 being benefited by Education 5.0 by making use of them in Industry 4.0. You may be aware of this SMART. S for specific, not general, measurable, attainable, relevance, and timely. You should be very smart. See, in 1989, people told that future is multimedia. After 10 years, future is web. After 10 years, future is smart mobile. Then in 2014 itself, they told the future is smart data. See, first 10 years, then it is only 5 years. The gap is getting reduced. As I told you, 120 years, 70 years, 30 years, 20 years in industrialization, like that, the span between one type of thing to another one is very much reduced. So today, smart education for smart society. This is the current trend. So you should prepare yourself. You should practice that type of smart education to be given by preparing all these multimedia based teaching aids to train yourself so that you can be a global teacher. You can become a global teacher for the subject you are very much confident. You can definitely guide the researchers. Your potential talent will be helpful for guiding the students to prepare a paper. Virtual lab is now encouraged. You can tell them to do all these things. Then you can jointly write the paper in the very good journal. See, all these things are possible. So this is what I want to say, smart education for smart society. If we simply find out the lame excuses for all our laziness, then you will be also thrown out of the society. That you have to understand. Just it is an alert, not a threat. Please understand, it is an alert message. You should realize that the society is very smart. Don't underestimate our students. They are all very smart. They will say that we don't have this facility, that facility and all. Everybody is holding smartphone. They can go to the nearby e-Seva and download the material. There's no need to say that the students are not having this and that. The teachers must prepare the material in a fantastic way, and if they display it, definitely the students will prefer. You can have the interaction session for one day. After 4-hour session, you can interact by asking, that is by allowing them to just ask the questions, or you can ask them to send their questions and doubts. You can clarify all the doubts in one session. Like that, it is possible to do everything online, and that will be very much effective also. So the role of teachers, I want to insist, you should use the technology and make the slides or presentations or your lecture or your teaching, make them quite interesting. Then make the students to realize the next level of education to plan the future career. If a student is doing PG, what is the next career he wants to plan? Then for that, what should be concentrated? So they should be able to realize their future career, whether it is UG or PG. Based on that, they must be able to decide. Treat them with dignity. They're all adults. They expect the dignity. Then balance the expectations of the learners. Balance the expectations of the learners. You should give more activities with interest and involvement. They should do all those things. So it should be quite interesting. The student must be involved by the activities you are suggesting. Then you are the overseer. You are the overseer for discipline, ethics, and moral values. It is much more important. You are the overseer. Discipline, motivation gets you going, but discipline keeps you growing. Self-discipline is a key ingredient to success. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Ethics, a set of values guiding us to choose what is right and to avoid what is wrong. Social and national responsibility, it is also ethics, to show concern over the rights and welfare of others and to care about one's own country. Patriotism to be developed. So ethics is important, discipline is important. I want to just tell you these two things, that is, you may be aware of Uda Olukam, unholy contact. கண்காணி இல்லென்று கள்ளம்பல செய்வார், கண்காணி இல்லா இடமில்லை காணுங்கால், கண்காணியாக கலந்தெங்கும் நின்றானை கண்காணி கண்டார் கள ஒளிந்தாரே. கண்டிப்பா தமிழ்ல உள்ள எல்லாருக்கும் நல்லா தெரியும், எல்லாருக்குமே புரியும். கண்காணி இல்லைன்று கள்ளம்பல செய்வார். நம்மளை கண்காணிக்க ஆள் இல்லைன்ட்டு நிறைய பேரு கள்ளத்தனம் பண்ணுவாங்க. அது என்னவாவும் இருக்கலாம், திருடுறது மாத்திரம் இல்ல, நம்ம ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் யாரும் இன்னைக்கு வரல, ஹெச்ஓடி வரல, கிளாஸ் எடுக்கல, அதுதான் கண்காணி இல்லென்று கள்ளம்பல செய்வார், கண்காணி இல்லா இடமில்லை காணுங்கால். பாத்தீங்கன்னா எந்த இடத்துலயும் கண்காணி இல்லாம இல்ல. கண்காணியாக கலந்தெங்கும் நின்றானை, அந்த கண்காணி உங்களுக்கு உள்ளாலேதான் இருக்கிறாரு. கண்காணி இருக்கிறாருன்னு தெரிஞ்சா கண்டார் கள ஒளிந்தாரே, யாரும் அந்த தொழிலை செய்ய மாட்டாங்க, களவு தொழில அப்படிங்கறதா. Thinking there is none that oversees, they may evil, they many evil deeds perform. None the place, in fact, where the overseer is not, the Lord pervades all, overseeing all. They who the overseer saw abandoned evil deeds all. So, according to Tirumandiram, it is clearly given, we teachers must teach them, tell the students to say that they are monitored. You are the overseer. You are the overseer. யார் இல்ல நினைச்சு கூடாது. See, we are having our parents or family watching us. Then the society is watching us. Then the institutes are watching or monitoring. Then your own மனசாட்சி, உங்க மனச சாட்சியா உட்கார்ந்து உள்ளாலையும் ஒரு ஆள் பார்த்துக்கிட்டு இருக்காரு. It cannot be just left. You should know that everybody is watched. நமக்கு யாரும் தெரியல, ஒண்ணும் தெரியாது. அதாவது நம்ம வந்து மொபைல் போன்ல, ஸ்மார்ட் போன்ல எல்லாம் மெசேஜ் அனுப்பிச்சிட்டு அழிச்சிட்டா யாருக்கும் தெரியாது நினைச்சிட்டு இருக்காங்க. In today's context, all the messages, all the things you are sending is captured and it is available with Facebook. They are minting money like anything by having all the data with them. Don't think that you have deleted, that's why it is not there. Once it is delivered to the other person, once if it reaches the server, your thing is with somebody else. Don't think that since there is no witness, it will not be revealed or it will not be known. Always there is a witness. Always there is a witness. So it is very important to make the students to realize this also. We should be the role model. Next, the same Kuda Olukam in Tirukural 271. Vanja Manathan Paditolukam Pudangal Aindum Ahate Nahum. Vanja Manamudevanadu பொய் ஒழுக்கத்தை அவனுடைய உடம்பில் கலந்து நிற்கும் 5 பூதங்களும் கண்டு தம்முள் சிரிக்கும். வெளியில இருந்து யாரும் பார்க்க வேண்டாம், உங்களுக்குள்ளாலே உள்ள 5 பூதங்களும் உங்களே உள்ளுக்குள்ளால நம்மட்டு சிரிச்சிட்டு இருக்கோம். ஏதோ ஒருத்தருக்கும் தெரியாது, ரூம பூட்டிக்கிட்டு என்னமோ செய்யறாங்க, அந்த தப்பு செய்யறது யாருக்கும் தெரியாது. ஏன்னா உங்களுக்குள்ளாலே தான் அந்த கண்காணிப்பான் இருக்கிறான். So that realization is needed. Since nobody has witnessed, that doesn't mean that he has not done anything wrong. So the student should also be made realized for all such things, because discipline, ethics, moral values are much more important than the education we are imparting. So all these things should be given along with the subject knowledge. Ethics should be followed. You should make them to be disciplined. We should provide the parental care. So it is the responsibility. The teacher should also be the role model. It is very important to follow all these things. Otherwise, your life will be in question mark. So it is very important to have the control over the students and also provide all sorts of supports to the students. Today in the pandemic situation, we are able to reach all the students and we are conducting all the classes. So the classes should be made quite interesting by using technologies, which requires a lot of efforts. That's why I asked you to share among the teachers, and you can distribute your material among students so that all the students are getting very good teachers now. The university teachers are also supporting well. They are also doing their online lecturing. See, the various university college teachers can also get the support from the professors in our university. They will definitely support. All the professors are having rich experience, so their talents will be very much utilized. So all the learned faculty members, please try to support everyone, and that is very much needed for the day because we are having the online classes. The mediocre teacher tells, good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, the great teacher inspires. So inspiration you should create among the students. The inspiration is very important. The students must be inspired by your teaching, by your character, by your activities. For the society 5.0, I can say this is the religion. God is life. Life is to live joyfully. Moral and ethics to be followed. God is love. True love is the concern for others and society. It is the selfless attitude. God is light. Guidance to reach the goal leads to wisdom. So we should guide the students like a God. Mada, Pida, Guru, Devam. Guru is all. Actually, Guru is equivalent to God. So you are taking the role of mother, then you are taking the role of father, then teacher, Guru, and God. So all the four roles are played by the teacher. That's why this teaching job is considered to be a blissful job. It is a really enjoyable profession. It is a noble profession. So everybody must realize that, and we should guide the students in the proper sense, and we should be the overseer also. Bridging the generation gaps. Golden rule, treat people the way you want to be treated. Tannai pol pirarai enaikirathu. Platinum rule, treat people the way they want to be treated. But it should be in the right sense. If they want to be treated in the wrong way, for that we cannot change. Please understand in the right context. For the welfare of the society, for the welfare of the institution, for the welfare of the students, we should do it. Ultimately, the real learning should take place. So to conclude, I want to say happy teaching to all the learned faculty members. All too often we are giving young people cut flowers when we should be teaching them to grow their own plants. So it is our responsibility to teach the students to grow their own plants instead of giving cut flowers. Just like that, we cannot give pass mark. We are spoiling them. Let the student earn the marks. Let the student, research scholar, just learn the research and let them write the good paper. The research should be well recognized when they go out of this university. So it is the responsibility. That's the meaning of all such things. So with this, I want to close my session. And if there is any suggestion and clarification, you can send me the mail, because here it is echoing and all. I don't know how far we are able to interact because the strength is more than 70. I request each and everyone to give your suggestions as well as clarifications. Any type of question, you can send it to my mail ID. Then I'll be able to clarify those things also. Thank you all for your attention. Thank you, professors. Thank you.